that Nipsey Hussle is someone who's a champion of peace. He called for peace. He called for justice. And that's why we're calling upon whoever killed Nipsey to turn yourself in. Turn yourself in. We're calling upon the community to turn them in. We want the community to turn Nipsey's murderer in, because to us, this ain't snitching. It's about being held accountable for your actions. It's about being held accountable. So we're asking black people who we do know saw Nipsey be murdered in front of his children to turn the murderer in, break the code of silence. I also am calling upon the rappers, all those who went on Twitter with messages of condolences. If you really want to pay tribute to Nipsey, don't get on Twitter. Come finish the mission. Come finish Nipsey's mission. So we want Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, Rihanna, Jay-Z, Beyonce, LeBron James. Don't get on Twitter. Come down to Crenshaw and Slauson. Finish the mission. Finish what Nipsey started. That's how you pay tribute to his legacy. Finally, today, a letter is being sent to Councilman Marquise Harris Dawson's office to have his office rename the intersection of Crenshaw and Slauson Nipsey Hussle Way. We want the intersection named in Nipsey's memory, and that's how we pay tribute to those who have served our community but have lost their lives in service to the people. So next, we'll bring up Skip Townsend, a longtime social justice warrior in our community, a longtime activist who's always on the front lines.
My name is Skip Townsend, SKIPPTOWNSEND. As a former member of the GRID office, as a former member of working for the city doing gang intervention, the very first thing I want to do is rumor control. Let's stop all the rumors out there in the community about who might have done it, somebody on Instagram, or the conspiracy theory. There are many cameras, many videos here. LAPD has a lot to work with. There is another individual who was shot who is not in grave condition. He too has been talking to the community members about what he saw. So let's just do rumor control so it's not gang violence. This is not gang violence. This is a targeted situation, and it was not gang related. There was no one gang that came over here to target the Crenshaw and Slauson area. That's number one. Number two is Nipsey made himself accessible. He did not run, he did not hide, he was here daily. So just in the same aspect of what Najee said, for all the other individuals who've gotten their money in the community and have taken money from the community and moved elsewhere, Calabasas or Beverly Hills or wherever, right here, Nipsey was a role model because he did not move, he improved the community. So we want to celebrate him. Whatever that takes, we want to celebrate and honor his legacy. We do not want it to end with just violence. We want the community to know that we are here in support of what he did. We are not just mourning the violent action that happened, but hopefully the traumatic event that happened will cause us to come together as a community. All of LA will come together as a community as we honor Nipsey Hussle.
Thank you, Skip. Next we'll have Reverend David Price, First AME Church.
Hello, everyone. My name is David Price, DAVID PRICE, and I'm the youth minister at First AME Church of Los Angeles. This is indeed a sad time here in the city of Los Angeles, and more specifically here in South LA. We lost a legend and a pillar of this community who loved us, who cared for us. He not only showed it through his music, but he showed it with his dollars. He put stores in this community so that folks in the neighborhood can have jobs, so folks in the neighborhood could learn how to be entrepreneurs and leaders. And that is exactly who Nipsey Hussle was. He was a family man, a businessman, an entrepreneur, a leader who our youth could look up to and know that no matter what your setback was in life, there's always a greater comeback for you. And I just want to tell every young person out there who loves Nipsey, who's listened to his music, to actually understand exactly what he was telling you. Because when you do that, you will create a better neighborhood and a better future for not only us, but the generations that come after us. And we are tomorrow today. We are the tomorrow, but we're here today. And we have the opportunity to make the change and be the change that we want to see in our community and our world. And if we follow in Nipsey's footsteps, understanding that all things will work together for our good, then we too will be able to create a long-lasting legacy for South LA. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm here on a personal level as well as my name is Denise Francis Woods. I am a candidate for City Council for LA City Council District 8, which covers this district here, which a biggest part of our platform has been to address this public safety problem. I'll go to the personal side of Nipsey. Nipsey, I've been knowing him since he was a kid. He's done a lot in this community. He's right, he did not move. He stayed here, he loved here, he spent his money here, he embraced everybody here. And for something like this to happen to him in his business, in our community, is tragic. Everybody knows how tragic it is. But let me re-inform everybody. This happens all the time. Yesterday it was Nipsey. The day before yesterday it was somebody else. Last week it was somebody else. This is a continuing problem in this particular district. We need everybody to have boots on the ground. We need eyewitnesses. We need the police. We need cameras. We need council people. Our council person should be here now. We can change the street, but we also need more engagement in this area for public safety. There's a lot that comes under public safety. We have the most human trafficking. We have the most drugs, the gangs. I mean, the list is so long. So today we're here to mourn Nipsey, but let's not forget about this happens every day as a public safety problem here. There's people dying every day in South LA unnecessarily by way of gangs or whatever kind of title you want to put on it. But now it has hit home. It's hit home for me. I'm not only an aspiring politician, but this kid, I loved him. I knew him. I knew how he took care of his grandmother and his kids. This is really, really bad. And if this is not enough to make everybody wake up and get yourselves together and realize from politicians to just the average person on the street, if this is not enough for you to wake up and say, we need to embrace this community better, we need to take care of one another better, and these type of things should not happen where you can pull up on somebody and gun them down if they're in front of their business at 3:30 in the afternoon with plenty of people outside. Please remember, all of this starts with one good press conference like this. But what do we do after tomorrow when the cameras go away? What is everybody going to do after these cameras leave off of this corner? It's time for us to come together, work together. I'm going to always be here. I've been here. I live here. That's why I can come here so quickly. I will always be here because this is not going to end in one day with Nipsey's murder. We got a lot of work to do down here in the 8th District. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sister. I'm going to say this because what the sister said, she's 100% right. Murders happen all the time. Yesterday it was Nipsey. Today it'll be someone else. We can't say Black Lives Matter and mean it if we keep killing each other. So we have to act and live like Black Lives Matter instead of it being a chant and a slogan. So we support the LAPD and hopefully they'll be able to capture whoever murdered Nipsey. So once again, I'm saying if someone knows something, turn the killer in. Next we have Jihad Safir, a Muslim clergy member whose mosque is 2 minutes right down the street.
My name is Jihad Safir, J-I-H-A-D-S-A-A-F-I-R. I'm the imam at a center, an Islamic center a couple of blocks away. We also have a school from K to 9th grade. We have the Isla LA campus. On behalf of the Isla LA community, we send our condolences to the family and friends of Nipsey Hussle. This community at this particular point is very saddened by this tragic event. But this sadness for us, it should not compel us to stop doing work. We have to work that much harder. Like myself and many, we're tired of seeing our young black men shot down in the streets. We're tired of seeing that. And it's going to take us to exhaust all of our resources and all of our energy towards making a change within our community. This has happened way too long. So for us, we want to see that God's mercy is even involved in this tragedy. I'm a believer that when things happen, it happens for a reason. And the reason is not for us just to mourn and sit down, but it's for us to unite, to come together and become that much stronger as a community to ensure that our young black men, our young black boys can have hope for a future that does not involve a casket, an early grave, or a prison sentence. We're tired of seeing this in our community, and myself and others, we're going to do all that we can. We have a school, and we're going to make sure we make that school stronger. And it's being motivated by this event. We are not going to lay down and be saddened and cause our sadness to paralyze us. We have to come together as black people. We have to come together as a community. We have to make sure our politicians are held accountable to make real substantial change within our communities. Thank you and God bless. May God place within our hearts motivation to make a change within our community. This must stop and we must change. From this day forward, everybody must commit to making a change in our community. Thank you.
Sister Heron, a longtime community activist and peacekeeper. Sister Lita Heron.
No, I don't know if you know my name, but it's Lita, L-I-T-A, last name Heron, H-E-R-R-O-N. My street name is Sister. Sister, S-I-S-T-E-R, representing a member of this family. We are a community family. This is family business. We are about to bury another one of our family members. We're stunned, we're hurt, we're angry, but the message that I bring today is not to lose hope, not to lose your faith, because I'm standing here with people from the Watts Gang Task Force, Southern California Ceasefire Committee. We have worked for years to change the violence, and we were proud that Nipsey had joined our side of the table, and we don't want to forget that. He had joined us. It's a great loss to everybody in this struggle, and we don't want his name diminished or forgotten on this corner. And I agree with Mr. Ali. We need to rename this intersection after him to keep his memory alive, to keep the faith that he kept alive on this corner. So we're asking the community to hold on to your peace. Let the police do their job. If you're a witness, come forward and help them. Don't be the vigilante we don't need, because we have worked for years to reduce the homicide, and we have been successful. We have been successful. So we don't want it misrepresented that we are losing this war. We are not. We had a great soldier stolen from us yesterday, and he was a great soldier in this fight, and we don't want that memory diminished by just gang violence. Don't use that word. Don't use that word until you have it confirmed. Right. He was assassinated. We don't know why, we don't know how. We're waiting on the witnesses that cared enough about him to let us know what happened. Thank you for your attention. Please keep his memory alive and in good standing. Don't tarnish his reputation. Thank you.
Well, one more speaker before we take questions, but I need to reiterate this. Those who truly love Nipsey Hussle in the entertainment community, get off Twitter. Nipsey was down here. He was boots on the ground. So we want Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, The Game. We want y'all to come down and finish Nipsey's legacy. Contact Mayor Garce's office. Contact Councilman Harris Dawson's office to find out how you can help complete Nipsey's legacy of economic development in the neighborhood he loved so much. He loved it so much, he ended up dying here. So we'll have one more speaker, then we'll take questions.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Ishmael Marcus Allgood, I-S-H-M-A-I-L, Allgood, A-L-L-G-O-O-D. I'm also a member of Isla LA, around the corner on 2900 West Slauson. It means revive, restore, and renew. That was the vision of my imam, to revive and restore this neighborhood. Nipsey has come to our mosque and done community service. He's given out shoes to the less fortunate children in our neighborhood. So we want to keep his name and legacy alive as Najee said, and I don't want to jump to conclusions. It's too convenient and too early to be saying it's gang related. Too convenient and too early to say it's gang related. We don't want this to be another Central Park 6 where you just grab whoever you can grab and have them locked up and do 20, 30 years in prison for something they didn't do. Let's be cautious in saying it's gang related and let the police do their job. As Lieutenant Ramirez was quoted as saying in LA Times, they don't even know if the killer walked, that he rode a bike, or even drove. So if they don't know that, then they don't know it's gang related. So be quiet about it and let's let the process take its place. Peace and blessing be upon you. Assalamu alaikum.
What about the guy who said he did it on Instagram?
Too convenient.
No. Okay, so before I take questions from the media, I need to acknowledge the organizations who have done the work and been in the streets helping to end violence. So we have Women in Need of Discovering Our Worth, the NAACP, Ceasefire, Second Call. So those are some of the grassroots intervention groups that are always out here. So next we'll take questions from the media.
So what about the guy who said he did it on Instagram?
That was a hoax. It's a hoax.
How do we know that?
Okay, look, I ain't paying
Who would
attention.
say that he did
So,
it if he didn't
like
do
I
it?
said, it would.
would have had
Excuse me. Stupid stuff. So I want to thank the media for covering this. But in my conclusion, Nipsey Hussle was our shining black prince.
Yes.
Our shining black prince.
Yes.
So the best way to honor Nipsey Hussle is to continue his mission, his legacy of improving the Crenshaw and South Central Los Angeles community. Don't move, improve. 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 Thank you.
Thank you.